Hey, Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to an art journal process video. Now, as you can see, it's a messy, crazy page. I didn't really have a plan. Let me just say, I was inspired by the weather that is happening here at the moment here in Oz. We're hitting spring, or we've hit spring, and we have had some crackers of days where it's been beautiful blue skies, nice, sunny, warm, flowers are out, all of that good fun spring stuff. So the weather had kind of inspired me to create this page. Now, apart from having that theme in mind, that was pretty much the extent of what happens, and you will see my process as I go through. It's a bit crazy, but it's art journaling, and art journaling is very different to scrapbooking in that it is very messy, it is very freeing. There's no real rules. So first and foremost, I have some stencils because I knew I wanted to use some texture paste. I've brought some modelling paste, it's called, from Kmart here in Australia. It was like $8 a bottle there, and I love it. I think it is fantastic. Goes on really nice and smoothly. It's quite good. So what I've done here is I have mixed my green gelato first, and I'm just putting that through a bit of a stencil. As you can see, what I'm doing is a double page, and if you've seen me do double pages before, you know what I do on one page I generally will do on the other, just for cohesiveness. That's just how my brain works, and yeah, that's just my process. So here I've got like a pinky reddy kind of colour. Now, mixing gelatos, one thing is when you mix gelatos, I've learned with like the modelling paste or texture paste, is it does lighten obviously the colour because it's white. So I went for a darker colour knowing that it would go a little bit lighter, and that was perfect. So using this stencil, as I said, on one side to the other. The first stencil was a Vicky Bouton one. The second stencil of the small sort of little rosebud-like ones is a Kaiser Craft one. And I hadn't used that one very often because I always found it didn't take so well. Like, it always mushed up. So it didn't do that this time, and I was really happy with it. So then I decided, all right, layers. What layers will I put? So have grabbed a serviette, napkin, whatever you want to call it, used a wet paintbrush just to give a bit of an outline to help rip the napkin apart a little bit. Now, I am using matte gel medium, and I have to replace this matte gel medium. I completely forgot to do it when I was doing a bit of a crafty shop the other day. It is very thick. It is going on with the plasticky brush thing that I've got happening there. I know it has a really technical term and I can't think of what it is at the moment, but it did, because it's so thick and gluggy, it did cause a little bit of rippage in the serviette, but that's okay. You can't really tell, and I did use my fingers a little bit to try and push it down. Next, tappy fingers. What will I put on there next? So I have some scrap bits of florally looking papers around my desk that I want to use up. So I am putting them on. Now, I didn't use the matte gel medium this time because the paper's thicker. I didn't trust the matte gel medium because it is at its end of life, that it would actually stick the paper down very well. So I have just used wet glue. I should have probably ripped those pinky paper, I think maybe a little bit smaller, looking at it now, but I didn't. It's there, whatever, it's done. So yeah, as you can see, I am literally just sticking and plonking. I don't have a plan. It is just where there's a gap, I am sticking stuff down. I'm now doing some stickers from a sticker book that I have lying around that I'm trying to use up. As you know, I'm trying to get through my stash, so finding bits and pieces. Rookie error, I should have probably used glue. However, I have the page, this spread in front of me, and so far the stickers have stuck. So winning. But yeah, all the florally, flowery, springy kind of things. All right, next layer. So I'm going with some stamping, and this was a fail. I have this green ink pad, which felt a bit moist and thought it would work, so it didn't. It was given to me by a friend who was clearing out her stash, so it just, I got rid of it. But I also wonder if it was the stamp, because as you will see, I then go to my trusty Stays On, which I'm actually glad I ended up using, because you'll see at the end, I decided to use some very wet media, and had I not used Stays On, it probably would have made the ink run. So, yeah. But yes, so as you can see, it's not a crisp image of what I wanted. I wanted the butterflies as well a little bit, and it didn't really work, which kind of annoyed me, but I still have a bit of a mark on the page, and we'll just roll with it, and yeah, whatever works. So now I have got 2 stamp pads. The first one there is the More Than Words from Cocoa Vanilla, which had that really lovely larger floral piece. And then I'm using a Vicky Bouton one, which, my God, were they stuck to the backing real well. Not that you could tell in the video there, but I have fought with that to get those little buggers off. But I really like these. Came out really, really well, these images. And this one, I think it's this one here I'm using, is super cute. So it's got the outline of the flower, like petals, but then you can add, and I don't know why, but I thought it was really cute, this little section in the middle that's like the little seed pod pieces, and I just thought it looked really cute, and I just thought it looked really interesting. Just something different. Usually you sort of see stamps with the flowers as a whole. There's not really those little bits in between. But yeah, so it worked really, really well. I still was not happy that this page was complete. So then I found some printables that I need to use up, because I am inundated with floral printables from where I was getting stuff from a kit club. So I decided that, hey, why not? Let's just keep adding. And so I did. More tappy fingers, can't figure out what I needed. I decided to go around with my cherry pink Stays On to give the page a bit of a border. I was going to do like a doodly border with a paint pen, and then thought, no, that's a bit boring. So went with the red. And I do like that it kind of finished, or not finished, but made the page a bit more grounded and, roped everything in, I guess you could say. Still not finished. As you can see, got some paint markers. I did buy some new paint markers earlier in the week, just before doing this, so I wanted to test them out. Just doing some little doodly bits, because, why not? I didn't want to add, it's not a scrapbooking page, I guess, so you could, I guess, if you wanted to, add some enamel dots or anything like that. Just wasn't feeling that. Didn't feel it was right for my art journal. So yeah, go with the paint markers. And here I am drawing some very dodgy, I'm not an artist, leaf pieces using, and this green is magnificent. This is a new one to my stash. I really, really like it. It's in not the thin tip, like this black one is a thin tip. It was a bit thicker, so that made those images a bit more bolder, I guess. Then I've added some more black. I think I'm just doing some little crosses, star things, just again to tie in the black of the ink, of the stamping. I find black is a really good grounding colour as well. As you can see, it just all looks, it's chaos, let's be honest. But as I said, I had no set plan, and when I art journal, because I'm not really an art journaler or painty person, I really go all out at times. Some pages will look really good. In the end, this one worked out, I think anyway, to the way, my crazy brain was working that day. Now, as you can see, I added ink spray. Why? It was, actually, no, that colour wasn't sitting on my desk. There was a green. And I just was not feeling that the page was grounded. It was finished. So I decided to add that pink spray. And I actually kind of like the way it looks on the serviette, and the little bits around it. I think just added a different element to the page. I also then came in with some gold splatters, which I originally was thinking of doing earlier on in the page, but didn't. But yeah, it finished it off really well. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. So hope you've enjoyed this crazy messy art journal process. If you've got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. But I appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to hit like if you've enjoyed this video. And enjoy, get some paint and get some messiness on your hands. That's always a good day. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye.